Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It's a midday money show on a Saturday. It's a little bit before midday money because we have noon action in college hoops and college basketball. Or excuse me, college hoops, college basketball are the same thing. College football is what I should have said right there. Welcome on into the show. I'm going to throw into the comment section. Ray's already in the house. Welcome. $30, 24 to promo code NCAF. All my plays today. 1 day pass, can't beat it. If you're feeling a little rich and you got an extra $7, why not get a weekly? You get a weekly, you'll get my NFL for tomorrow. I don't know. Number one in NFL, number one in college football, right up there in the leaderboards. What are we, 9-2, 10-1, whatever in NBA, 7-4 plus money on the ice. I'm doing pretty good. We're not going to waste any time here. We're going to throw the picks in the chat on the X, formerly Twitter. Picks are up. Podcast. After the fact. Thank you. Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, wherever you listen in your podcast. I appreciate you. Now let's run down some college hoops at noon. There's only a couple games. You have Sacred Heart underway. The Mount and Georgetown. Mount St. Mary's. My dad's best friend, I think, went to Mount St. Mary's back in the 60s. I believe class of 69. Anyway, that's not reason enough for me to take Mount St. Mary's plus 8.5. Do I want anything to do with Georgetown? Not particularly. No, thank you. No real thought on this game. Mississippi State and Washington State, though, I do I got two games today. So I have, I'll get to the rundown of games in a second here, a couple minutes. I have two games in college basketball today. I do. I'm not. I got Mississippi State's one of them here. And I'm laying a 6.5. It has moved a little bit. So I like Mississippi State at noon. You're in here right now, 5 of. It's a premium play. And my college hoops, here we go. My three main sites I'm on, 37-44, 39-44, 38-42. I mentioned I got 13 games. One was a 3-point loser. Everything else has been between a half, 1-2 points. So the records are a little different. Pushes to wins, wins to pushes, losses to pushes. It happens. 3-2 day yesterday, 3-0 night the night before. Maybe I'm turning around a little bit. Maybe we're getting a little luck on our sides. Sometimes it happens, but that's what I got here early in these games. Wagner and the Hall. I'd lean Wagner. I took Hall in their first game out. I thought they'd take care of business. They're 3-0. I would take Wagner here with 20 points. Let's get to some college football early action. The SMU in Memphis. The line's moved a little bit. I want to take a home dog. I do. It's a big dog. You got a pair of 8-2 teams, but yet one of them is basically a 10-point fave. I'll run on the roadies here. Pony Express, SMU style. Abilene and A&M. Abilene got it done for me yesterday in college hoops, but no line on this game. It's Texas A&M. What are we doing? Breaking in a new coach here? Hey. Purdue, Northwestern. You got to like Northwestern. I signed up the coach. Maybe they win one for the Gipper. They like him. If the players like this coach, to come out and beat Purdue team. So you want to jump on this game? Sure. Louisville and Miami. Again, this is a premium game for me today. I have Louisville. I know everything that I teach you, or I shouldn't say that. I sure don't want to be considered a teacher. Is you take a team like Miami in a spot like this. Ranked team, short spread, real easy to do. Miami, though, is off their Super Bowl against Florida State. Miami's not looked good all season. Lone loss for Louisville. I told you right in this room, I said, let's take Pittsburgh against Louisville as a 7-point dog after Louisville knocked off Notre Dame. That was just a spot for it. That was just a perfect spot. This is not a perfect spot to take Miami. Off of a Florida State game where you get picked off with 30, 40 seconds left. And you could have maybe salvaged a little bit of happiness of a bad season. You're a 7-win team. Louisville's looking for 10 wins. They're I can't believe they're in the top 10. I thought they would win 8 games this year. That being said, I just think Louisville, It's one of those games for me where I'll go against my normal line of thinking in the spot because of what's on the other side of that thinking with the Miami game, what they're off of. Let's go Louisville. Southern Miss and Mississippi State. SEC schedules these joke games. What's that? Mississippi State's got Mississippi Ole Miss up next on Thanksgiving. The line's up to what? 17, 18 points. Uh, Total looks a little. I would say just take the under here. Sparty in Indiana. Okay, Michigan State. At least it's basketball season. Detroit Lennies. Pass. Alabama laying 44. No, thank you. Tulane and Florida Atlantic. Is it wrong? I want to take the Owls here plus 10. And not just because they have, I mean, talk about basketball school. How about these guys here? Give me FAU at home there if you want to bet it. Michigan, I mean, Maryland gave up 51 to Penn State here. What's Michigan do? My concern is that they have Ohio State up next, but the whole thing with their coach, can they come out here and score 40 themselves? Lines come down a little bit. I mean, part of me wants to take Michigan. I think I said yesterday on the show, one of the free pick shows I was doing. I was like, let's take, you want to leave Maryland here with the points. All right, maybe Michigan is blah, just run the ball. I don't know here, man. How about a Michigan team total? Michigan team total would be good enough for me. Oklahoma and BYU. Again, Oklahoma should roll these guys. They're 25-point faves. Not interested. ECU and Navy. We'll take ECU for the Earls. Although I think, uh, you know, not betting any of these. I'm just throwing them out here for the rundown here before the noon games start here. Rutgers. I do like the points of Rutgers. We have Rutgers here in the chat. You should already have that. We gave that out yesterday. Monroe, Mississippi. Again, not interested in laying a 40 spot with the Egg Bowl on deck. Army and Coastal. I do like Coastal Carolina here. And that's it. That's the show. That's the show. Goodbye, everybody. I'm out of here. Only kidding. Now, let's recap yesterday's action. 7 minutes in because I just ran down all the college and football and basketball. We should say it that way. All right, yesterday's action. We had what do we have? A lone game yesterday, right? We just had a loner here with Bowling Green. A loser that I did have premiums because the other ones all won. Abilene, Kent State, Valpo. 3-2 day yesterday. So loser yesterday. We had no NFL. We had no college football. We had no hockey. We had no NBA. It was a loser. It is what it is. Let's get to today's picks. That's what's more important. College hoops get 9-13 minus 520. I just gave you my one game that goes off right now. So you have that one, and now you got another one. Hello, Nebraska. Both of my games today. You get them absolutely free here. Hit the freaking like button. I just gave you 2 premium college basketball games that I have. Nebraska. 9-13 again, minus 520 in the video. Down a little bit for the season overall with college hoops. Always the truth, baby. Win or lose. College football action. Here we go. 35-23 plus 210. Number one on the site here in college football. Winning free picks parlays. As I mentioned, Rutgers here tipping plus 20.5. Did it come down? Again, I put this out Friday. That's why I put the lines out early, folks. That's how if you have weekly pass, you got the Steelers plus 5.5, and now it's a pick 'em more off the board. Arizona minus 120, Clemson minus 7.5 in a blowout today over North Carolina. Don't you dare bet North Carolina. Teaser Tuesday picks were Virginia plus 11, Missouri minus 4.5, Iowa State plus 14.5. And again, Teaser Tuesday college football, we are 3-8 minus 410, 7-point tease plus 130. There you go. NFL for tomorrow if you haven't already. Texans under 47, Titans plus 7, Browns minus 115. No hockey. We are 5-9 minus 375 in hockey. 7-4 on the sites. NBA is 8-3 plus 470 on the video, and 10-1, 9-2 on the sites. Not too bad. Having a good season. Let's get to the comments and have a nice, easy Saturday here for everybody. And then we'll go get on with our days. Gonna do a little top golf this afternoon for my son's 17th. Ray's in the house. William Andrew Michael Jr. Nylander gets it done. Ray dropped a dime on this puppy yesterday. Where was it? I know I wrote it down. Nylander for a dime. Winner. And I did. I put a lot on this. And when I say little, again, I put like when we get the comments in here with soccer or hockey, I'll put like 50, 75, a buck on it. I did put a buck on it. Greatest hockey player in the world. Hope you tailed. I didn't forget. I put $1 on it. I had a little bit on it. I wish I would have put a dime on it. Get back everything that lost on your other hockey. Today's plays: Predators, Hawks, first period over to 1.5 minus 130. Kucherov, anytime goal plus 130, and the Bruins on the puck line. Thank you for the ice because I don't even look at the ice today. Although I did have a look at an NBA last night because one of the sites was like, "Hey, you're 9-0 your last 10 whatever you were in best couple games. We want to use a pick." So I ended up putting a pick out, and they let me get a sale. Ridiculous. Michael B is in the house. Welcome, Michael. Kind of weird day when 1-1 college hoops, 2-1 NBA, but I ended with a Jay Jackson plus 375 Bellator welterweight championship. I don't know. You're 3-2, which isn't bad. Over 100 picks, that would be a 60%. Not sure why you're complaining. How's that a weird day? Hi, I'm 3-2, and I'm complaining that I won money. Come on, Mike. Get that out of here with that. And then you hit a 375er. Oh, the pain. Shut out. Get the brooms out. Sweep. Knicks killed the Wizards. Again, did they cover the? Again, I didn't want to lay that big number. I'd rather do a team total on that. Hopefully obviously they rolled. I mean, the Wizards are bad. Wesley's in the house. Good morning. And he likes UM today. I think they should roll. I mean, Maryland. So UM. Is this Michigan? Is this Marshall? Is this Miami? Manhattan. Maybe it's Manhattan Jaspers. Minnesota. Montana. Memphis. Shout out, says Michigan first quarter minus 3.5. Ole Miss first quarter minus 10.5. Oklahoma first quarter. All single bets. Michigan is minus 3.5. Is that a joke? How did you score? There at 3.5. The line's what's the line? 20? How is it 3.5? It's be like a 7-point fave. I mean, wow. I don't do really first quarter bets. I take Michigan by like 6.5. Like, tell me I need a touchdown. Winner. I mean, Ole Miss is their 40-point faves. Oklahoma 25-point faves. All road teams though. Ole Miss is home. Ole Miss is home. Shout out, says player prop Julius Randle over 20 points. Kyrie over 20. We love Flat Earth Kyrie. Good luck on your player props today. Shout out. Michael, UFC today. A lot of doggies. Johnson plus 135. Pinero 210. And Alazier, sorry, plus 170. Ogden plus 115. 1 unit each. Johnson's probably my favorite at a plus 135 spot. UFC bettors, we got you covered. Tommy Dimes in the house says Louisville over Miami. I agree. Again, I look at it, and my normal thing would be like, I got to take the Canes here. How's like a number 9, 10, 11 team, whatever the heck Miami's or Louisville's ranked, laying a point? It was 2. It's come down. I understand I'm sure the sharper wise guy move is to take Miami because that's how I would be normally. But what offsets that for me, and I said before in my little opener, Tom, is that they played FSU. They were in the game versus FSU. I thought FSU was going to destroy them. I thought that game was 40-14. Miami's a heartless bunch of guys, bad coaching, just stupid playmaking. Well, they threw a pick with 40 seconds left. They're going to pick themselves off the mat here for Louisville? It's Louisville. Louisville's 9-1, and they're playing for something. Like, hey, 10-1, we win this game. We win next week. It gets to 11-1. We can win 12 games this year. I mean, Louisville's in a motivated kind of spot. Michael B. College football. My only play is Oregon State. I got them early week at minus 130. Just got them on my other books plus $1. That is, I think that is a YouTube pick that I threw out there on Winning Free Picks Premium. I can also have it on the sites that game. Um, Michael B. I kind of want to take Tennessee plus 10 versus Georgia. You know the world's going to be on Georgia. Tennessee looked like crap last week. Georgia covered, but I think Tennessee hangs tough at home. Thoughts? No. How? I mean, Tennessee hasn't beat anybody this year. Who's Tennessee beat that's been a good team? Tennessee lost last week 37-6 to Missouri, who had just battled Georgia down to the wire. I mean, look at this. I mean, Tennessee. You lost to Florida. Where's the big win? I mean, is it A&M? Is it the A&M game where they're off the A&M off of Miami loss and you win that by a touchdown? Is that their big win? A punt return is the difference maker. That's their big win. Or you think like, look at this, we were up by 20 and then Alabama outscored us by 34, and yet you think they're going to hang tough versus Georgia, who's since the beginning of the season, people are like, oh man, this team has trouble scoring. They're not that good, and now they're just rolling. No way, no way. I'm not taking Tennessee. T Money's in the house. What do you say, my brother? Got killed early in college. Great ending to the night, but man, middle of the day was rough as they come. Sorry to hear that, but I know you're. I mean, rough for you is not bad because you're taking all plus monies. Northwestern plus 114, Washington plus 114. Gave out Memphis plus 8.5. I bet that minus 110. A money line at plus $3. UNLV plus 130. I fell for Louisville, assuming like Miami. I'm on the Louisville. I like Louisville. In the video here, we have Rutgers, Arizona, and Clemson. And I just meant you've been here for a minute. You had to hear my Louisville thoughts again. Off Florida State, late interception. Where's the motivation for the Canes? I mean, Louisville's like 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins with a new head coach. That's what Miami wants to be, a Cristobal. Instead, they're staring at a 6-5 season after they lose today. Team Money on the ice. Flip Forsberg, anytime goal plus 135. Cole Perfetti, anytime goal plus 330. You like that Perfetti guy? He's been in here a couple times. Michael B. What do you think about grabbing the Eagles versus the Bills next week? I think they're going to take the L versus the Chiefs. So come back. So that's the Bills. You know, I was looking at because I gave out on YouTube again, folks. If you want to jump on YouTube Premium, it's $4.99. Well, I don't understand why you wouldn't for $4.99 support the show. You get a ton of picks. I just gave out all the Thanksgiving games on there for $4.99. You had people come in here and buy a pick for $39.99. Forget about 31 for a week or 24 for the day to get a dozen picks. They'll buy one pick. Either way, let's move on to college NFL for Thanksgiving week 12. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these games for next week. I got 2 games on the sites already. No Thanksgiving games yet. Yeah, but this game here, and I like the way you think, right? You think if the Chiefs win here, Eagles, it's 3.5. Maybe it'll go up. Maybe it comes down a tuck because I think the Bills are going to roll tomorrow. I think the Bills kind of rally around, and all the comments are all the players are trying to take the blame off of Dorsey getting canned. I don't hate that because with Buffalo, yeah, the consistency has not been there. So I agree with you on Philly. Shout out says long shot 14 parlay. Here we go. Clemson winner, Georgia winner. I always do. Wait, how is this a long shot? I don't think this is a crazy looking parlay. I mean, Missouri 6.5. That's nice. I mean, is this Missouri because the football team is minus 10? I thought, or 11. So that's a good number, unless we're talking basketball. I got to venture around and look at some of these numbers. I know Iowa's 2 in football against Illinois. See, that one there is a little tricky too. Why is that line at 2? I would rather throw in. I take out Iowa and put in Illinois money line. I mean, Missouri, you got a 6.5. I mean, take the Iowa game out. I mean, you got a 6.5 on Missouri. Jeez. Team Money. I'm going to jinx up Louisville. I went heavy on them. I figured Louisville wins in a close game, 31-24. Listen. You throw out your reverse jinxes on yourself in here. I just don't think. And I'm a Miami fan. I just don't see it here, man. I think that was their Super Bowl last week. They were in it the whole game, and then it went sideways. Quarterback breaks his arm. New quarterback comes in, driving interception. Game over. Oh, let's beat Louisville. Brandon, good morning. How are you? Happy? Yes, I am happy. I'm happy, happy as a clam, as they say. Michael B. College basketball. What do you think about Nevada Portland game? I kind of want to grab the Pilots. Oh, Nevada Portland. I really didn't love a lot of games today. I went through the lines last night. I'm like, all right, nothing really jumped. I got two games, and this morning, I mean, it was like Christmas tree. The screen change of colors. I'm like, you know what? I don't say I've struggled. Again, I got 13 losses that are can go either way. I don't mind taking a little step back here and sitting to the side. So who do you like today? You said, well, I got Pilots 13 and a half. Hasn't it was 13 and a half last night, hasn't moved. I mean, I'm all for taking the little school, but Nevada's not terrible, man. They kind of reload in the transfer in the portals there with guys. I think I faded them I faded them if I remember correctly. Should say faded. I went against them. Was it their first game of the season? No, second game. I took them against Washington. I took Washington against them, and they beat them by 7. This is a pretty good team. I mean, he beat Sacramento again, kind of little dog. 13 points, 6 on the road, 7 on the road, whatever it was at Washington. You beat Pacific by 45. I mean, I don't know if I want to run and take Portland here. I mean, big Long Beach State win. I mean, that looks good considering Long Beach just beat Michigan. Or did they beat them? I said kind of like that yesterday. No thank you to the Pilots. Team Money also bet Harvard money line of football. They have one loss plus one. Harvard and football. Happy Thanksgiving, Brandon, to you too. Team Money. Perfetti has been on fire on the ice. I'll just ride him to the mud. Hey, why not? Who's going to win college football? I think Alabama wins the championship this year. Alabama or Michigan. Groovy says Johnson wide receiver for Oregon game plus 120 anytime touchdown. I can't do Oregon minus 24. Yeah, way too many. They'll put points on the board. Plus 120. Excellent, Groovy. Take it. Ray, hockey prop. We're all spending that one after third period. Hold on a second. He scored in overtime? Groovy, tell me he scored in overtime. Brandon got a haircut. Excellent. Good to know. Good to know. I want to go in for a nice little close shave. They could trim on my ears, and I do shave my brows. I got to trim these puppies down sometimes. Although a couple years ago, after the second period, okay. So heading into the third. Hold on a second. After second period, came through in the end. So he scored in the third period. I was gonna say you talk about the haircut. I shaved my eyebrow off, like half of it. I didn't have my trimmer on my you put the little numbers on to shave, and I forgot to put on. Yeah, I did. Almighty one's coming through. UMass plus 26 under Cincy Westphal 52 and a half. You know, I tried an under Cincy game, uh, and I got crushed, Marky. UMass plus 26. Look at this. Are you kidding me here? He's going UMass. Holy cow. Against Liberty. Undefeated Liberty? I mean, what are we doing here, Mark? How are we taking Liberty? Liberty's got New Mexico State on deck. 42-24 last year, 62-17, 45-0, 63-21. Look at this wild one, 62-59. Oh my goodness. UMass plus 26. Have been a little competitive. Mary Mac couldn't cover the 16 there. Beat Army. 24 Toledo, 28 Arkansas State, 31 New Mexico. They score some points. All right. I'm looking at the numbers there. It's not terrible. William Andrew Mike, did he score in the third period? Stay away from anxiety medication. When did he score? He scored in the third period. Oh my God. Never in doubt. 2 assists and a goal. Mike Azenhats, good to see you. It's been a bit. What do you think about Georgia football and University College? The UNLV is 9 against spread. The UNLV line to me, I don't know if that's like the public kind of play. I mean, you gotta. I thought this team was going to improve because I think Barry Holmes is a decent coach. Was I expecting them to be monsters of the Mountain West right now? No. Air Force has struggled, so I can see why everybody's going to want to run to take UNLV and the lines come down. I, I don't know about that one. That's a tricky spot for me, but I think Georgia wins and covers. Groovy says Lemoyne basketball came through me yesterday plus 14. Who's Lemoyne? Lemoyne is basically Syracuse Junior. They're in Syracuse, New York. And next to Mississippi Valley, I think they're probably the worst team. But they got the cover for you. Excellent. Brandon says Houston Rockets in the final quarter. Harden is on the Clippers team. Harden is on the Clippers? I thought he was on the Houston Rockets. Groovy. I'm only kidding. I know he's not on the Rockets, everybody. Groovy. Mississippi State is losing now. Mississippi State is losing now. Everybody jump on live bet Mississippi State football. Live movements all morning on Mississippi State football. Everybody jump on live bet. I mean, so you're saying to jump on Mississippi State because the line opened at 13. It was 14 on Monday, 14 and a half on Wednesday, and 17 last night, 17 and a half. Maybe it closed at 18. So they're down 7-0. So you want to jump live bet in on Mississippi State right now. I'm trying to figure out jumping. Everyone is if Mississippi State is losing out, everybody. I don't understand. You're typing too fast. Haven't checked the score. I'm on Nylander again tomorrow, but just 250 early game tomorrow. Nylander anytime goal. Chris Brady's in the house. Welcome, Bart Simpson. I have Washington 36-1, Oregon 35-1, Oregon. Michigan 10-1, and Oregon plus $3 for Pac-12 winner preseason. Excellent. I need Washington to win today to keep the record intact. Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, you're looking good here for. I guess this is for your national championship hopes with Michigan and Oregon, or with Washington and Oregon. You'll be alive there. I mean, if Washington does go down, at least your Oregon preseason Pac-12 looks pretty good. That's where I'd want to be. The way Washington's playing right now, if they lose, I'll say, you know what? I'm still live with 35-1 Michigan and my plus $3 Pac-12. Because how about Washington wins today, and then Oregon knocks them off. They're both not good. Neither of them are going to the playoffs with a loss. So then you're screwed out of 2, and you just hit your Oregon preseason winner. I'd rather have Washington go down now because I think Oregon gets them in a rematch. You know what I'm saying, Chris? He's on the Clippers. James Harden. Hall of Famer. What a team with there. Groovy's taking the Nylander tomorrow already. I'm jumping on Mississippi State also now. We're live bet Mississippi State down 7-0, laying 20. What is that live line now? They were laying 18. What's it live now? 15? Mike, UNLV football 9-1 against spread. I know they are, Mike. They've totally overachieved. This was a. You know what? Let's see if I still have this in here. Here we go. Leaning under to 6. Last time these guys won 7 games. Barry Odom, solid head coach. The total was 6. They are 9-1. I'm just saying. It's a team that everybody kind of likes. On the flip side of this one is that you have a Air Force team that's lost or 2 in a row, right? I mean, they've been favored. They're favored in every game. How good is that team supposed to be? Favored in every game this season. Brian, I've been watching Dayton game for Garrett High School football game. Comes on at 4. All right. My son's team lost last night in the playoffs. Undefeated season, all for nothing. Michael B. Almighty One tells you Indiana plus 4.5 last week. Thank you. The Almighty One, Mike, let me tell you. Solid pro, limited action. He's not like me firing away. Disciplined, big time better. Picks and chooses his spots. T-Money. Please tell me I'm not the only one who paid $42.55 of Bama today. Anyone else, chat? I know you are not on that. They may score 100. Yeah, they're not scoring 100, T-Money. They'll win 58-3 or something ridiculous. These games to me, I don't even look at them. I don't, and it's not too, and it's not like that. I can't find the right word because people think it's like I'm knocking or making fun of something. I've said this before with baseball when, oh, look at this, so and so, this team's minus 275, or let's take a minus 190 or 205. I can't do a show to say I'm a quote unquote pro kind of guy. I don't bet like that in my life. I'm not running out and betting minus 190 faves, minus 45 faves. College basketball, like, look at this faves. Faves of 25 or more in college basketball are 17-7 this year. I'll never do that. I can't. That is not long time. I can't do it. I can't do it, T-Money. No way. Nope. No. No. I make money my way. I can't do that. Harden's been hooping lately. Has he? Have they been hooping? Where is the Clippers? They've been all right. They've won some games here. 4 of the last 5. They won 4 or 5. All right. That's some good news for. Oh, wait a second. No, they haven't. I'm on the wrong team. I'm sorry. I was on the Lakers. Oh, the Clippers have won 1 after dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. And has he been hooping? Let's see. 6 games for James Harden. 24, 21. His last 2 games, 11, 14, 12, 17. Averaging 16, 5, and 5, basically. Solid numbers. I mean, not bad. I mean, you look at this team, George, Kawhi, Harden, Westbrook, you could think, wow, we should be great. Except they're not. Terrible. Westbrook, 31% from 3. Oh, my goodness. Look at this team. What a mess. Randy, you can't just bet that. You can't bet Clippers. That's a fade team, like the Suns and the Warriors. 7 at the Louisville on the board. Like to see it. Chris says Washington needs to be as highly rated as possible. So if and when Oregon beats them in the Pac-12 championship game, it gives a good perception of Oregon. Listen, Oregon, who has better wins than Oregon over Washington? Who is the good win? Michigan over Penn State? I mean, Ohio State beat them too. Is the Ohio State win over Notre Dame good? Are we giving credence to Louisville? USC has 3 losses. Florida State gets no respect because they beat LSU. Now, listen, you lose to LSU and you're in the SEC, you're fine. You beat LSU and you're outside the SEC. It's not really a good win. Who's got a better win than Washington over Oregon right now? Nobody. So even if they lose on the road in Corvallis, I mean, Oregon State's a tough team at home. But let's be honest here. Everybody wants this expanded playoff. This is what you're going to get: Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. Those are your four teams in the playoffs. And when it expands, when it's expansion time, you're going to get LSU in there. Here comes Texas A&M or Tennessee or Missouri or whoever that fourth team is after LSU in the SEC. Then you're going to get Penn State and now Oregon or some other team out of the Big Ten. You're going to have six teams from those two conferences, and then you'll have some randoms in there. Complete joke. See, Kyle's just going down the drain. Groovy says, got in. Mississippi State's minus 7.5. Here we go. Everybody's running to take Ole Miss to come back. Not Ole Miss. Mississippi State in the comeback mode. Here we go. Chris says, Georgia needs to beat Alabama in the championship game, and we'll discredit some of the earlier season what Texas had against them. Listen, if Georgia wins in the championship game, you're going to get your Georgia, Florida State should win out, should get in there, Michigan will get in there, and the Pac-12 winner should get in there. It's just that simple. That's who'll get in. I know that, I mean, undefeated Florida State, whatever. Oh, they struggled against this team. Teams have bum games sometimes. That just happens. I mean, very rarely, you have teams that just roll all games every single time. That's where you get into like best team of all time because there was no hiccup. There was no, we just played two tough games or a thrilling victory and we have a low spot. I mean, hello, Washington won 15-7 against Arizona State at home. I mean, what is that about? You're off a big game. I get it. But, Florida State has that kind of game and they're frowned upon. Washington has it. They're frowned upon. Alabama won't be frowned upon because it's the SEC. But yeah, Georgia wins this one. Georgia wins out. I just hope we don't get, if that Michigan-Ohio State game is close, we're going to get both of those jokers in there with Georgia. And who knows? If it's Washington, maybe they throw Washington because it's Penix. I don't know if they give it to Oregon. I don't. I think Florida State should be in there. I think Florida State should. They're undefeated. They should get in there, Florida State. That's that simple. Brandon, what was the final score of my son's? I want to say it was like 33-19 or something. I don't know. They lost to a team that was 8-3, but apparently they were pretty good. Obviously, I mean we were undefeated, but Chris Brady says they will knock Alabama at the same time. Yeah, I mean not Alabama. If you're cheering for any other team but the SEC, you want Georgia to win out. And you want Michigan to just destroy Ohio State. That's that. T-Money, you say that, and you say that, and we know there are a ton of money line parlays with Bama. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just, you know me, T-Money. I'd love to see something like, not that Alabama will lose here, but say like one of these monster faves. Like everybody who's betting, Mississippi State minus 7.5 now instead of laying. How crazy. Southern Miss wins here. People be, I want my refund. Almighty says, you're welcome. You're welcome, Michael B. You beat my team. I don't think we didn't beat it. We lost. Team money. That USC line is tricky. I threw UCLA in a parlay. I'm not sure about the game. My gut says UCLA. Again, it's what, a 5.5. It's one of those lines where you're like, it's not really enough to get excited about UCLA, but it looks like why is USC only laying that number? Because they do have a good offense. No, thank you. Brandon says, walk at Rosengela is Rikers playing on money. Rikers Island inmates have a basketball team? What are we talking? Football team? What is this about? I'm sorry, they're playing tomorrow. Okay. What about a one-loss Texas team? Here's the thing with this. There was something I saw, Chris, where the tiebreakers, like I don't know. The Big 12 has some wacky stuff could happen in the Big 12 here. Do I think Texas should get in as a one loss, no doubter champion? Yeah, because you beat Alabama, and that's Alabama. Why do I feel like the Big 12 is just going to get shafted here? That's because that's why I don't even talk about it. I think they'll get shafted. I, I don't want to see that. I thought Texas has a really good team. They had a bad loss to Oklahoma. It is what it is. Who are they beating in the championship game? Like I don't think the Big 12 gets the respect. If What about Texas if Alabama beats Georgia? Well, the, I mean I don't have the rankings in front of me, but they're not. Again, I don't think they give Texas the respect. Let's see here. Let's see where are these rankings. All right, so Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that correct? That can't be. Is this the newest one? Through November 11th. That was last week. Of course. Well, why would they have an updated poll at the top of the? Here we go. All right, Georgia jumps Ohio State for number one. So Georgia's number one, Ohio State, Michigan, and Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas ahead of Alabama. Here comes Missouri. Here comes the SEC. Here's the SEC. Oregon State is 11th. So, all right, let's look at this real fast here. They're gunning for Ohio State, Michigan State both to be in there, obviously, because they're 2 and 3. So they both win today. They stay where they are. Georgia wins, they stay where they are. What is going on with 5? They got Oregon 5-6, Oregon State 11. So they're still giving if Oregon State beats Washington, obviously it's going to drop a little bit. But how far are they dropping? Because Oregon State's 11. I mean, Penn State at 12, Ole Miss at Oklahoma's 14, K-State at 21. I mean, Washington's beaten 3 ranked teams. I mean, I know there's a lot of hate for Florida State, but you're undefeated. Are they going to hold that against them because TCU had undefeated year and lost to Georgia? Like, how many teams are going to hang with Georgia? Who's your son's team is Fulsher. Brandon, it's why Sanders Rikers against the Houston Rock. I have no idea. The Rockets. Anyway, let's wrap this guy up here. So, Nebraska college hoops. We got Rutgers underway now. Plus 20.5. Arizona minus 120 this afternoon. Clemson minus 7.5. Teaser was Virginia, Mizzou, and Iowa State. There was no NBA. I didn't really love a lot hockey in the NBA today. Same with college basketball, 2 games. NFL and college football have been hitting nearly 60%. I'm happy with that. College, right around 5. Well, a couple of games under 500. It is what it is. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, before my show tomorrow, I'll be with Jimmy the Bag on Pub Sports. So if you want to turn into Pub Sports Radio YouTube channel, I'll be popping in with those guys live in the morning. And then Midday Money. And, of course, look ahead lines tomorrow night. Put that notification bell. Hit the like button. What is this? Buju Bedag. Go. Whatever that means. We're going. We are going.